Amelia Earhart, a name synonymous with adventure, courage, and mystery. Born in 1897, she dared to dream in an era when women rarely touched the sky. In 1932, Earhart achieved a groundbreaking feat by becoming the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean.
This extraordinary accomplishment catapulted me to international fame, inspiring countless individuals and challenging societal norms. My passion for aviation knew no bounds.
Earhart's pioneering spirit extended beyond her record-breaking flights. She understood the power of her platform and used it to advocate for women's rights and gender equality. She believed that women deserve the same opportunities as men, particularly in the male-dominated field of aviation.
My advocacy work paved the way for future generations of female aviators. Beyond my accomplishments, it was my adventurous spirit and unwavering determination that resonated with people worldwide.
Her name became synonymous with pushing boundaries and pursuing dreams, regardless of the obstacles. Her legacy extends far beyond the realm of aviation, inspiring generations to embrace exploration and challenge the impossible. Earhart's disappearance in 1937, during her attempt to circumnavigate the globe, only added to her mystique. The mystery surrounding her fate continues to captivate the world, ensuring that her story lives on in the annals of history. In 1937, Amelia Earhart embarked on her most ambitious adventure yet, a daring attempt to circumnavigate the globe in her Lockheed Electra 10E airplane. This ambitious journey, if successful, would solidify her status as one of history's greatest aviators.
Her route spanned over 29,000 miles, encompassing numerous stops across 4 continents. The world watched with bated breath as Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, took off from Oakland, California on June 1, 1937. Their journey was meticulously planned, with fuel and supply stops strategically positioned along the route.
The flight was fraught with challenges from the outset. Mechanical difficulties plagued the Electra, and inclement weather conditions posed constant threats. Despite these setbacks, Earhart and Noonan pressed on, their determination fueled by the magnitude of their undertaking.
Their progress was closely followed by newspapers and radio broadcasts worldwide, keeping the public enthralled by their every move. Through it all, Earhart remained undeterred, her spirit unbroken. She documented her experiences in detailed log entries and radio transmissions, providing a glimpse into the challenges and triumphs of her extraordinary journey.
Her unwavering resolve in the face of adversity served as an inspiration to millions. By July 2, 1937, Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan had successfully completed the majority of their round-the-world flight. They had traversed continents, battled treacherous weather, and overcome numerous mechanical setbacks. Their final destination, Oakland, California, was tantalizingly close. However, fate had other plans.
The most perilous leg of their journey lay ahead, a grueling 2,556-mile flight from Lae, New Guinea to Howland Island, a tiny speck of land in the vast Pacific Ocean. This leg of the journey was particularly challenging due to the limited navigation technology available at the time.
Earhart and Noonan relied on celestial navigation and radio transmissions to guide their way. Howland Island was notoriously difficult to locate, even with the most sophisticated navigational equipment. It was a race against time as their fuel reserves dwindled with each passing mile.
As they approached the estimated position of Howland Island, radio contact with the Itasca, a U.S. Coast Guard cutter stationed nearby, became increasingly sporadic and unclear. The Itasca received garbled transmissions from Earhart, indicating that she was low on fuel and struggling to locate the island.
Despite their best efforts, Earhart and Noonan were never heard from again. Their disappearance marked the beginning of one of the most enduring mysteries in aviation history.
Section 4 vanished, the disappearance of Amelia Earhart.
The world held its breath as news of Amelia Earhart's disappearance spread like wildfire. Search and rescue efforts commenced immediately, with ships and planes scouring the vast Pacific Ocean in a desperate attempt to locate the missing aviators. The United States government, deeply invested in Earhart's fate, launched one of the largest and most expensive search operations in its history.
Despite their best efforts, the search yielded no trace of Earhart, Noonan, or their Lockheed Electra aircraft. As days turned into weeks, hope began to dwindle, and the world reluctantly came to terms with the possibility that Earhart and Noonan were lost forever.
The mystery surrounding their disappearance gripped the public imagination, fueling countless theories and speculations. Some believed that Earhart and Noonan had perished at sea, their plane succumbing to mechanical failure or running out of fuel. Others clung to the hope that they had somehow survived, perhaps landing on a remote island or being taken captive by a foreign power.
The official explanation, that Earhart's plane had crashed into the Pacific Ocean due to fuel exhaustion, failed to satisfy many. The lack of conclusive evidence only served to deepen the mystery, ensuring that Amelia Earhart's disappearance would remain an unsolved enigma for generations to come. Section 5, Lost at Sea, the official explanation.
The official investigation conducted by the United States government concluded that Amelia Earhart's Lockheed Electra 10E aircraft had crashed into the Pacific Ocean due to fuel exhaustion. This conclusion was primarily based on the lack of any confirmed radio transmissions from Earhart after a certain point in time and the estimated fuel capacity of her aircraft.
According to the official report, Earhart and Noonan had likely miscalculated their fuel consumption or encountered unforeseen headwinds, leading them to run out of fuel before reaching Howland Island. The vastness of the Pacific Ocean and the limited search and rescue capabilities of the time made it highly unlikely that the wreckage would ever be found.
While this explanation remains the most widely accepted, it is not without its critics. Some experts have questioned the accuracy of the fuel consumption estimates and the reliability of the navigational equipment used by Earhart and Noonan. They argue that other factors, such as pilot error, mechanical failure, or even sabotage, cannot be definitively ruled out.
The official explanation, while plausible, fails to address certain inconsistencies in the available evidence. The sporadic radio transmissions received from Earhart after her last confirmed position suggest that she may have landed her plane, either on land or on the water's surface. The possibility that Earhart and Noonan survived for some time after their disappearance, only to perish due to exposure, starvation, or other factors, cannot be discounted.
Section 6, the Gardner Island Hypothesis.
One of the most intriguing theories surrounding Amelia Earhart's disappearance is the Gardner Island Hypothesis. This theory posits that Earhart and Noonan, unable to locate Howland Island, continued flying west until they reached Gardner Island, now known as Nikumaroro, a remote atoll located approximately 350 miles southeast of Howland Island.
Proponents of this theory point to several pieces of evidence to support their claim. In 1940, British official Gerald Gallagher discovered a partial human skeleton, a woman's shoe, and other artifacts on Gardner Island that were believed to be consistent with Earhart's belongings. However, these remains were later lost, making it impossible to conduct modern DNA testing.
Furthermore, radio operators reported receiving distress calls that were potentially from Earhart for several days after her disappearance. These transmissions, although weak and garbled, suggested that Earhart and Noonan had survived a crash landing and were stranded on a remote island. The descriptions of the island and the surrounding reef system provided in these transmissions align with the geographical features of Gardner Island.
The Gardner Island hypothesis has gained significant traction in recent years, with several expeditions led by the International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery, or TIGAR, uncovering additional artifacts that may be linked to Earhart's aircraft. These findings, while not conclusive, have reignited interest in this theory and provided a glimmer of hope that the mystery of Amelia Earhart's fate may one day be solved. Section 7, the Japanese capture theory.
Another theory that has persisted over the years is the Japanese capture theory. This theory suggests that Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan were captured by the Japanese military after landing on or near a Japanese-controlled island in the Pacific Ocean. During the 1930s, tensions between the United States and Japan were rising, and some believe that Earhart's disappearance was not an accident, but rather a deliberate act of espionage or sabotage.
Proponents of this theory point to the fact that Earhart's flight path took her close to several Japanese-held islands, including Saipan and the Marshall Islands. They speculate that Earhart may have been forced to land on one of these islands due to mechanical problems or fuel shortage, where she and Noonan were apprehended by Japanese authorities.
Some accounts from Marshall Islanders claim to have witnessed a plane matching the description of Earhart's Electra landing on Mili Atoll. Furthermore, there are reports of two Caucasians, a man and a woman, being held captive by the Japanese on Saipan in the late 1930s. However, these accounts are often anecdotal and lack concrete evidence.
The Japanese government has consistently denied any involvement in Earhart's disappearance, and no official records have ever been found to support the capture theory. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, this theory continues to intrigue researchers and fuel speculation, reflecting the geopolitical tensions that characterize the era.